All right. Welcome on everybody. I am so excited to be here with you. As we're getting started here, you are here at my formerly famous goal setting workshop, which has been revamped to be my intention installation workshop. And this is for you if you are looking for really to what you may go through as a normal goal setting type of process. That's what we are here to do tonight. And so I'm shooting this the beginning of first week of January. You can do this any time of year, but I want you to understand this is really important to go deep into the life you are creating. I think one of the famous, sayings is that people will spend more time spending on planning their vacation than they plan on creating their life. And so we are not only going to help you create your life, I am going to help you install into your unconscious mind, into your heart, the intentions that are around the life of your choice. Not by your boss's choice, not by your spouse's choice, not by your parents, your children's, or any other person, someone in your church, a coach, anybody else. This is the life you are choosing. And so as we're going into this, will you do me a huge favor? And if you can hear me okay, can you click the love and the like button? Can you actually comment below and just say, hey, we hear you great, or something? We can hear you. Say yes. Give me a yes, or type hear me or something like that. And I'm going to pull up. Okay, good. There we go. So, boom, we have Art Ross. Welcome on, brother. I'm grateful you're here. And I know we're going to have a bunch of other people come on. You guys may hear me. So, guys, here's the situation. All right. We are streaming this on Facebook Live. I'm recording this so we can get this on YouTube, because with the process I'm going to take you through, I have a feeling Facebook will basically mute out big parts of this, because I'm going to be playing some music, and they've done this in the past with different songs that I play. So despite all that, and I'm hoping this is going to work out anyway. Awesome, Art. Thank you so much, bro. So I think this is going to be just fine. If you are not on my fan page, if you are, for example, on my personal profile or anywhere else on the Facebook, checking this thing out, if you're here with us live, you need to go over to, well, that's interesting. Hang on. I may have shared this to the wrong page. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a one-man crew running all this stuff. Share on your timeline post. There we go. So now the people I was just attempting to talk to are just hearing. So if you're jumping on here, please click the love like button. Smash on those buttons. I am going to help you get prepared for this as well. And I want you to, first of all, quick microphone check, because you know what I'm going to do? We're just going to go ahead. We're going to go for it with the music and everything. So bear with me a second here. I'm checking. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay, cool. I have a new audio setup to make sure I can hear what you're hearing. So here's what we're going to do. If you can hear me okay, smash on that love and like button. And everybody else, whether you're on the recording or live, super appreciate that. I'm going to rig up something very quickly, if you could bear with me. Edit, post. Go here to be live with us. And guys, I'm starting literally right now. Please accept my apologies for this delay. This is go time right now. And for the people that aren't here, they're literally just going to miss out on some uber important information. So go here to be live with us. All right. I might even turn off comments. Nah, we're good. Okay, here's the deal. I know you can hear me okay. Cindy, welcome on. We just got off a call together. Great. So we're going to dive into this, guys. Intention Installation Workshop. So here's the deal. This is all about creating an outstanding year for you. Let me also preface this with sharing with you, these slides are literally just a trigger for my brain Please don't go off of the slides verbatim unless I tell you to. And the reason for that, guys, these specific slides, I literally have not touched for 6 years now. But the core of these are the foundation we're going through. I just have some seriously, I mean, here's the truth. I've put about $200,000 additional knowledge, seminars, coaching into my brain, into my heart since then. And so you really want that because it's a lot. It's way more updated. It's way amazing information that I can help you change your life with. So this is all older stuff. None of this stuff, you can't record anything. None of this is all like crazy old school webinar stuff. So close your other internet connections if this is not coming through to you. Okay, that's actually a really good tip there. So here's what I want you to do. Forget about forget about that stuff. Yeah. Okay. Now we're really starting here again. So this is about the journey from where you're at today to where you really want to get to, which includes your destiny. But for you to reach your fullest potential and your destiny, before you ever go there, we first have to get you moving in the right direction. And as you're moving in the right direction, you're then going to have to course correct along the way. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. This is a very much step-by-step how-to guide. And this is pretty cool. So yes, 6 years ago, I had revamped this with new powerful methods that you likely haven't seen. Just wait till you see what we're doing here in 2019. And I'm super pumped. My intention with this is actually to reuse this for literally every quarter, which is how you should be doing this process. And we'll talk more about the 90 days. I want you to get in your brain really thinking about what you're looking to create, which is really simple this time of year because we're shooting this in January, that most of you are already thinking along those lines. So it's really simple to be like, hey, the stuff you're already thinking about, guess what? We're just going to take it a little more. We're going to bring it to life a little bit on this. And a little bit isn't exact. That's not fair to say. We're literally going to bring this to life. And if you follow through this process, you pay attention, you take good notes. Yes, we are going to move fast. Get a pen and paper handy right now. Open up computer Word doc if you're going to type stuff in. By the way, studies show if you physically write notes as opposed to keeping them electronically, you will not only retain more, you will specifically retain more than twice as much information by literally writing like old school. Now, guys, I fight this. I type stuff all the time, but also I realize it comes at a cost that I'm missing getting some of the information permanently etched into my conscious mind. Because my belief is that from many, many hours of study, this is in fact directly from Dr. John DeMartini, 100% of everything we've ever experienced, sight, sound, touch, everything else, it is in our unconscious minds right now. So allow your genius to come out and let's make some magic happen. So now phones off. This was before we're in the mobile age. I realize a big chunk of you are watching this on a lovely mobile phone. I would recommend to you exactly like I just did is turn your phone. My phone is now fully off. In fact, put your phone on in airplane mode, unless you're viewing this on your phone, which is totally fine. In fact, I bet you a high percentage. Michelle, welcome on. Great to have you here. So, and by the way, if you're here, can you please throw in the comments, comment down below. If you are not on the live fan page here, my business fan page, if you happen to be on my personal profile or anybody else, if you're here with us live, go over to the fan page. That's where you're going to be able to, it's where I'm going to be able to directly interact with you and help you even more. For you showing up live, you have a major benefit over all the hundreds of people that are coming through, probably thousands coming through this down the road on the recording. So let me know you're here. Let me know if you're excited, if you like what you're hearing. Throw me some loves and likes. Literally, the more comments you leave, the more engaged you are, the more you are going to get out of this. I'm not telling you do that to game some Facebook algorithm. And guys, I'm not playing around here either. I take your life and your success very seriously. And so if you're not that serious and you're just playing around, that's totally cool. I would just recommend for those of you that are serious, you are looking to make a major change in your life, dude, engage, share comments with me. Like the more you engage, here's the deal. You need to understand this about your mind. When it is focused, when it is engaging, when it's taking things seriously, when it's allowing things to go in your eardrums as you listen to every single set of words and specific phrases that I use in different ways, this isn't some random show. This is all by strategy. And what happens is, as your eardrums are reverberating, you're listening to that, and you're seeing things on the screen, your eyes are taking in different colors. I'm getting your brain to think in unique ways, and we will get far more unique in the coming minutes here. And so the more you engage and you're typing, so your kinesthetic senses, you're typing things in, and Michelle, I love it. Thank you for, I can tell you're as serious as you've been telling me you are. I love it. So the more you engage with all of your senses, the more your brain is like, wow, they're actually serious about this one. That's awesome. And so what's going to happen is you're going to compress the time around your transformation that you're creating. So don't turn your phone off if you're doing this on your phone, but do hyper focus. If you have all these beeps in the background, all this stuff, and you don't know how to turn those off, you're going to have to turn them off with the dial in your brain. Just imagine the dial and you just be like, okay, I'm telling my brain right now, I see those little notifications that I don't know how to turn off right now. We don't have time to go into it. You're going to just dial it down, just like a movie theater dims down the lights right before the movie goes to start. You have the same dial in your brain. So all you got to do is turn that little dial, and that will allow you to ignore those things coming in. So just turn down the tone on them, turn down the music, and you're going to rock. So Steve, Dion, Travis, I love you all playing full out. You guys freaking rock. So appreciate you so much. So let's jam. Let's tear this thing up. Here's the deal. I do recommend for some of you that if you're not okay with speaking what you want to create in your life out loud, and you're not in a place where you can be yourself, guys, I've had people, if I have a closet over here in the corner of my office, I've had people go in their closet, close the door so they can be somewhere that not only is private, that they can be their full selves and not worry about the judgment of loved ones and family members, or even other people in the library you might be at and everywhere else. So if you understand what I'm sharing so far, throw me some loves and likes. Let's get this party going right now, and we are going for it. Step one. I told you this is a step-by-step process. Most people's perception is this: they're a boat out at sea. It just sprung a leak, and all of a sudden, oh, I don't have time to plan. The boat just sprung, and all of a sudden we got to figure things out. And what happens is, if you fail to plan, then you are literally planning to fail. And like I was alluding to early on, most people find more time. They literally spend more time planning their annual vacation, if they're even blessed enough to have one, than they do planning their life. That is one of the problems why you see 2% of the people making like 90% of the income. The reason those things happen and how you get into the 2% is to not be the random boat floating around at sea waiting for life to just tell you what to do. You set your sail and you go attack the direction that you want to go in your life. You are not a leaf floating around on the wind like Forrest Gump mentioned. Now, there is some elements that are out. Excuse me. Whoo. I'm going to have to drink lots of water. There are some elements that are outside of your control, but you control the course of your life. You set the sail, for those of my fellow Jim Rome fans. So a lot of you probably heard about the Yale study back in 1953. 3% of the graduating class there was worth more than 97% of the entire rest of the Yale graduating class 20 years later when they measured incomes and net worth and everything else. What does this say? They were all about the same IQ, about the same intelligence to get into one of the top schools in the United States. So what it means is, then here's the difference. That 3%, here's what I didn't tell you yet. The 3% that was worth more than all of the other 97% combined, guess how that happened? They had a set of written specific goals. That's it. All they did was write down their goals. Now, you have some far superior technology I'm about to take you through tonight. So, or this afternoon, this evening, this morning, whenever you're listening to this. By the way, I did... before I read this awesome quote from Jim Rohn. If you are here on the recording, and if you are not treating this like a live environment with zero distractions, locking yourself away from the rest of the world, and if you're treating this not as seriously as you like the people here on the live, then guess what? This will not work the same for you. You need to, guys, here's the deal. If I could have all flown you out here to Colorado and we go in the other part of my basement floor, my house here, and I set everybody up in a bunch of chairs and I'm in front of the room and we create this, we'll turn on my laser, like my techno lights, like my rave lights and everything else. I will create an environment that I will keep your attention this entire workshop. And what's going to happen is you will absolutely have a massive transformation. Now, here's the deal. I know this with 100% certainty. So you have to do, because we're using technology, you're not in the other room. I don't have those lights to shine all around and to get you in the right states that I want to, as much as we're going to do a little couple cool things here. You have to create that environment on your own. And guess what? This is kind of like being an entrepreneur. You need to create things on your own. So Lance, Chris, welcome on. Grateful you are here. Let's roll. I forgot our awesome Jim Rohn. From testimonials and personal experience, we have enough information to conclude that it is possible to design and live an extraordinary life. The late Jim Rohn. So start by writing your most significant accomplishments of your life. So here's the deal. We've already started. In fact, we started many, many minutes ago. You may not have realized you're already in the workshop and we are game time. It's time to go right now. So literally right now, I want you to write down at least three of the most significant accomplishments in your life. And those can be things. You don't need to put them in chat either, guys. This is if you want to share things, you're more than welcome. But this is your life, your design, your plan. You keep this as private as you want to. I'm not asking you to share these with me or anybody else. It's none of our business. This is your plan, your life, everything else. So what are the three biggest accomplishments of your life? Was it that college scholarship you didn't think you could get? Was it having your first child or all of your children? Was it marrying the spouse of your dreams? Was it fighting through that moment that at the time you thought you were in hell and you didn't think you were even going to make it out of? You had doubts every single day and every moment, where now you're looking back, it was one of the premier moments of your life and the biggest blessings that set you on the most amazing path that you could have never been on without that moment of temporary pain. What are the biggest accomplishments of your life? Was it graduating high school or college because everybody said they knew you would never do it? What are those three things? So you should have those three things down. I want you to start with that as a base foundation, because you need to realize you've done some amazing things in your life so far. So step 1A, mindset. Look at everything significant you've achieved. By the way, you need to keep writing while I'm talking. If you don't have your achievements yet, just keep writing. So this is still the part of what have you achieved in your life? So now we're evaluating these things. We're looking at them. We're remembering what they're like. We're trying them on for size, remembering what they feel like. And so realize everything starts with a thought in your mind. And what we're going to be doing here is thinking about, I'm getting you in a state of creativity and imagination. You need to step back to when we were all children, because literally every single one of us was able to do this. And what happens is we've had this, our creative imagination, in fact, by the time we are, I believe it's about 7 years old, is greatly beaten out of us compared to when we were younger, which is, yeah, it sucks and it's sad unless you're in a very rare environment. We all basically grew up like that. So what happens is we need to step back into that moment. And just like I shared with you, every single thing in your life is in your unconscious mind. Just like this is why it's better to be 80 years old than 20. And here's the reason. Because when you're 80, you can be 50 again, or you can be 80, or you can be 3, or you can be 15 or 55. You can be all of those ages because you've already literally lived them. Where the 20-year-old, they can't do anything but be 20, 19, 18, or 1 years old. They don't know what it's like to be 25 or 30 and have those other experiences. And so just like everybody can be all those different ages, we can revert back to when it's like what things were like as a kid. If you have kids, you just got out of Christmas and holidays, like it's super easy. And even if you're listening to this in the middle of the year, you know exactly what that special birthday, that special holiday, it doesn't have to be, even if you don't celebrate Christmas or whatever, totally cool. So couple that wins the lottery. So there is, Tony Robbins shares the story in, I think it's typically in Date with Destiny, which is the one he did the documentary around. And it's about this couple he had. He was teaching him some of the material I'm teaching you tonight. Now, guys, we're going way deeper, okay? So realize instead of you paying $4,000 to $8,000 to $12,000 to go attend Date with Destiny, you are going to get some deeper technology right here. I'm not saying I'm better than Tony Robbins at this stuff. I'm saying you're going to have some things installed in a way that is literally thousands and thousands of dollars and ridiculous hundreds of hours worth of study and expertise. And it's like, this is a huge thing you're getting. So anyway, he taught these different principles around basically bringing intentions to life, to where you feel them and you're living them even before the external world knew it was a reality, to where in their minds, they couldn't tell the difference between reality and what was in their head and what like was actuality out in the world, so to say. And so what happened was, and by the way, if this is making sense, and if you're here live or anywhere where you can leave comments or thumbs up or whatever, leave the thumbs up, the likes. I don't want to forget our friends over on YouTube. Leave comments below. I will go through all of the comments consistently in the months and years to come. So, by the way, same thing on Facebook. So before this couple had ever in actuality won the lottery, they literally believed they were going to win to such a certainty that they were buying a certain number of tickets every day. They literally knew they would win. And guess what happened? They literally did win. So they came back, and I think they were being coached by Tony or something like that. And they were like, he's like, well, I don't know if we should, like, that's not really the example of what he means by this stuff. But so they kind of laughed it off, and he told them, that's great. You know, you basically kind of got a little lucky, but this is pretty cool. There probably is some intentionality there. So here's what happened. They went out, and I think that first one they won 10, 20, 30,000, something like that. They went out and they had such certainty, and they told Tony right there, we're going to do this again, and we're winning like 100,000 or $1 million or something like that. They literally went out and they did this 2 more times. If I remember right, I know they did it another time, significant amount of money. And so here's what happened. They're either like the luckiest people in the history of humanity, even though they're just creating these intentions and creating this, or There's something more to it. When you step into something with complete faith, with complete conviction, and you're living it, you can see it, you can feel it, you can hear it, you know it is reality right now, and nothing matters what the outside world is observing with their senses, matters what's in your head. Here's the magic. Your brain doesn't know the difference between reality and what you dream about and what you create in your mind. So you got to understand this. This is a part of the magic of what we're doing tonight. Chris, Travis, you rock. Shane, welcome on. Dion, awesome. And Lance, welcome on as well, brother. So what do you want? So here is the deal. We are going to dive into you creating some of what you want right now. And I'm doing a quick time check. Very, very good. Perfect. So we are going to create this right now. And I am going to help us out in a little bit. This is where we're going to start to get to even more work than just the 3 things you wrote down. Now, bear with me. Cool timer. Okay. I'm going to set up a little timer thingy here to help me out, keep track of what we're doing. And we are going to do, we're going to do that. Okay. So what we're going to do here, guys, is spend the next 10 minutes, 0 interruptions on your side. You're literally going to put pen to paper or type if you really have to. Pen and paper is better, like we talked about. And we're going to go create some cool things. So look at this. I always forget. Notice how I'm like sharing all of this stuff. And then it says like, oh, by the way, get your pen and paper ready. Like, why don't I just pull up? I just keep pushing buttons and allow these bullet points to guide me, since I've literally done this dozens of times and it's like perfected. So we will have live music to keep you in a good state. Now, I want to share with you guys, I have a huge decision to make right now. So the decision is I either play some songs that will almost certainly get blocked on Facebook because they don't allow like basically copyrighted music and stuff. Now, YouTube will allow it and play like the vast majority of all songs. So here's the problem, is that I have a very specific set of songs that will get you in a very specific state that I know are the right songs to create the exact right mood. The other option is that I go grab some songs that I know are less popular, that are very likely not going to be flagged, but we can at least still get some music going. And so I'm looking through something really quickly here. If you can bear with me just less than 30 seconds, this is it. I am going to pull up some different songs than the ones that I know will get us muted on Facebook. And here's the deal. I want you to understand my heart behind this. I know there are people that don't want to go over to YouTube, but will only listen to this while we're on Facebook together. And I don't want them to lose out on the experience, because if you can't hear what I'm saying, you will miss the experience. It will be a totally different game. It's super important that my voice is able to be heard. And when Facebook goes to mute it, they won't mute only my voice. Only the song. They can't do that. They will mute everything during the period where the song is playing, which will include my voice and any sound effects and any other ninja little things I may or may not be doing. So what I'm going to do is basically pull up some random songs here that I know there's a really good chance are gonna fly. And notice how I'm having some real hard decision times around this. We're gonna go for it. Okay, so here's the deal. When you start writing here in just a moment, and let me see if I just scared everybody away because I just delayed. No, you guys are awesome. Tasha, welcome on. I'm so grateful you're here. So here's what we're going to do. When I tell you to go, you're going to have a certain amount of time, and you are going to write very fast, and you're not going to stop writing no matter what. And when you get stuck, even if you don't even know, if you get stuck, which is pretty rare, but if you do end up getting stuck, you're not sure what to write, just literally, I don't care if you start writing the alphabet. I don't want your pen to stop writing the entire time here in a moment when I tell you to go. And I know I haven't told you what to do yet. That's because I don't want you overthinking it and you're already lost. Like, you need to be paying very close attention already. So ideally, I'm going to set some, yeah, we're not playing Barbra Streisand. I don't know how that's in here, but this is like, that's really, really funny. I just saw one I'm going to try. We're going to try this one. Okay, bear with me. This is good. This is really good so far. Okay. So you should be able to hear my voice. The music is simply in the background to keep you even more focused than you already were. So here's what we're going to do. As we're going, we're getting ready to start here in a minute. So here's the first thing. You're going to be thinking of anything you would like to achieve, create, give, have, do, or experience over the next 20 years of your life. So I want you to think about how old you are right now and fast forward your life 20 years. And I want you to think about relationships, family, physical body health, spiritual, business, career, mission, personal development, all these different areas. Now, you're not writing yet, okay? Hold on, guys. So I want to be very clear with the instructions. You're going to get going here in just a minute when I tell you, but right now we're just like laying the foundation of what you're about to dive into, okay? So now everybody's had time to get their pen and paper, everything else. So here we go. What skills would you like to master? Where would you want to visit? What are your habits? What are your friends like? What would you like to learn? How many books do you want to read? What courses do you want to take? And so here's what we're going to cover. We're starting it literally right now. And I think we are going ready and go. So over the next 20 years, anything around these topics, really think about what skills would you love to have? What skills have you been working on? What have you been trying to master skill-wise already? What your social circles look like? Your friends? Are they a lot of your current friends? Did you have to let some people go? Are there some relationships you'd like to create that maybe aren't in existence yet? What are your habits like? Maybe some of the habits you have now even amplified even more. Maybe your whole life looks completely different and you've wiped out most of what you were performing up to this moment in time. What kind of stuff would you like to learn? Think about the books, the courses, what seminars would you like to go to? And specifically, even what about numbers of books? You want to read a book a week? Maybe it's a book per day. Maybe you want to go for a book per month. And if you really, maybe there was one day you heard about some really amazing course that you couldn't find your way there before. And those are the kind of things you want to throw on this list here. So skills, where would you visit? What kind of places? You like to travel? Where would you go to? All these kind of things. So now, I want you to take a moment. And if this worked right, I tried to turn the music way down. I don't know if that's worked. I used to do like DJ style on my little board here. So hopefully the music noticeably just went lower. So you're going to take a minute, finish up any final things you want within those sections. And here, we're going to keep going here into another section. And can you guys also please let me know that I hear live? How is the sound of the music based on my voice? I want to make sure that all sounds really good for you. Tell me if it's too loud, too quiet. And this is amazing. There are so many songs here. I'm going to keep it about right there. Ideally, guys, the music is just in the background. It's not overpowering my voice. If it is, please tell me. We should be good here. So, again, anything over the next 20 years but now we're going to take a little different spin on it. So this one we are going to focus on. And so actually what we were doing in the first set of slides, guys, and my apologies on this. This is me being rusty after not doing this for about 6 years in this capacity. So I know we listed like all these things the questions I was guiding you around were around relationships, physical body, spiritual, and personal development, I believe. We didn't talk, we're actually not diving into money and things quite yet. If you did those, that's totally fine. We're going to actually redo them again. So now we're going to dive into things. What kind of things and stuff do you want to create? And we are going to get started writing right now. So what stuff do you own? Here you are 20 years from now, from your current age. You're looking back on your life over the past 20 years. What kind of stuff do you own? This can be homes, cars. Is it electronics? Do you have the computer setup of your dreams? Is it what you always wanted to? Is it, do you have a library built in that you've always wanted? Do you have a, like I love Jim Rohn always said, a home for all seasons? Do you own multiple homes in the seasons that you choose? What cars, what vehicles do you own? Think about the different, maybe it's even beyond just things on 4 wheels. What about the things on 2 wheels? What about the things on 3 wheels? Or even what about the things that fly in the air, whether it's your own plane, your own fleet of planes, your own private charter jets? What about, is it a helicopter? Do you have a private chauffeur? Do you own limos, yachts, boats, helicopters? What is your house and maybe a lot of people that are able to provide you service, but also you're able to provide them income in an awesome environment. Maybe you've always wanted a maid. You have maid, cook, a gardener, a butler, a nanny, chauffeur. Maybe you've just always wanted the free time because you love cleaning and literally you are the maid for your gigantic or even small home. And whatever it is, maybe it's a home off in the mountains out in the middle of nowhere and nobody else can bother you and nobody's around. And what does that look like for you? What kind of technology, computers, cameras, software? We talked about, are there programs that you've always heard about and wanted? Maybe it's an autoresponder service you really wanted to grow into, or maybe it's something as simple as somewhere to host your pages. Or even, here's a great one not on here. Do you have a staff of people that run your marketing for you? Do you have an amount of people who are doing the cold calling for you, and you're out doing the things you truly love? What are those things you truly love? What tools do you need? Do you own an island? What about a timeshare? Okay, so gonna wrap up that section now. You have 10 seconds. And I am still working my way through, having some fun here. Literally, guys, I have like hundreds. I have 302 random songs here that are almost all of them I don't know. The vast majority of them I don't know. So this is fun. And I'm purposely trying to choose some that won't get flagged that like nobody else knows either, because it doesn't matter. It's just in the background. So be ready for our next section here. So you should be wrapping up now. Gonna get ready to go here. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. So next section, let's go for this. And go. Anything you'd like to do, achieve, create, give, have, or experience in the next 20 years, specifically around money and finances here. And feel free to write things. If you wrote some of these on the first slide, rewrite them again. How much money do you make per year, per month? Now, let me also clarify this. This will really help a lot in this section of it. It is not only this isn't only you in 20 years from now. This is also this is also you in 90 days from now. This is you in 3 years from now, and it's also 5 and 10 years from now. So these are many different things that you've dreamed of throughout your life. Not only the things that you want in 20 years from now, that's because some things will take a little longer. I specify that because, let me give an example, as you're continuing to write now, is that, sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong screen here. So imagine that how much money do you want to make per hour or even residually? From what kind of businesses are those coming from? Now, if you have a goal to make $1 million a year, also at some point between now and there, unless you're already there, that you're also going to make $500,000 a year. And somewhere in there, you're also going to make $250,000 and $100,000 and $50,000. And maybe if your business is like you're starting from scratch right now, you'd also have to make $100 a month. So we're in that journey. So you're writing down multiple targets around here, around your journey, as what these are targeting you. So do you give money to charity, to churches? Which ones? How much? How much do you give? Is it a certain percentage of the money you're making? Is it an exact percentage? Is it an exact amount? How does it look? What kind of rules do you have? Do you want to give away 10% of your income? Do you want to give away 90% and live on 10%? What do things look like in your dream life? There is no judgment here from your church, from your any other people outside. This is what you want to create in your heart, not out of guilt, not out of anything else or what somebody told you need to be making per year. This is what you want to do. Do you have an IRA? Do you have gold, silver? What is your crypto portfolio? Or do you not have? You don't believe in that. It doesn't matter. What do these things look like for you? Because you're the one creating all of this. So we're going to focus around all of these money and financial targets and really thinking about different time frames. And if you see some of the bigger numbers that you really want, that think of the milestones between here and there. Even if you're going to get those things in 90 days, you still have to make some milestones over the next 30, 60 days, the next 3 and 10 days as well. So, okay, that I'm going to give you another 15 seconds here on this one. And I know this is some of the, sometimes this is some of our favorite stuff. So ready. Awesome. Appreciate all the feedback as well on all of the audio. Really helps a lot. So okay. So guys, we're moving on now. Now we're going to select some time frames with all of the outcomes. Now, I may have said goals a few times. What we're really creating are outcomes here, and I'll tell you more about that in just a minute here. So next to each one of them, I want you to write the number of years you believe that goal will take for you to reach. This is all of the 3 sections we just covered, every single thing you just wrote down. Right next to it, to the right-hand side, I want you to write a 1, a 3, a 5, a 10, or a 20, representing the number of years that you believe that goal will take you to reach, that outcome, that goal. So as you're going through there, you have 3 minutes to do that. And since you already started, you now have 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And it's okay if you don't yet know how you're going to accomplish that goal. This is about not how you're going to do it. This is about how long you believe it's going to take. Not about the minutia of details that you're going to build eventually to create that goal, that outcome, that intention, and bring it to life. And you have one more. Hang on. There we go. We're going to have another. We actually have a little over a couple more minutes. So let me know, for those of you that are on here live, let me know when you are done with writing the years next to each one. And do not write anything until you're done. So once you're done, just say done or type the number 1 and I'll know you're ready to move on. And I am not moving on for at least 1 minute and 30 seconds or until I see a whole bunch of ones fly up the screen. And it's okay. I don't want you to feel rushed. I want you to do this correctly. By the way, you're doing amazing. We're almost there. Keep your hyper focus here. Keep really cranking on this because we are almost through. This is the most intense part. It takes the highest amount of focus. And I hope you enjoy the music. Throwing in some humor in here. This is definitely not my choice, but I want to keep your state flowing. Yeah, you'll have to visit me and we'll have to do this live sometime where I can actually, with my DJ, play the exact music at the exact levels, exactly when I want, exactly at the right times. Not bad. You have another 10 seconds, so start wrapping all those up. Awesome job, Art. So another couple seconds. Awesome, Michelle. Great work, guys. Awesome, Chris. Yeah, this is perfect. So what's really cool as I'm watching the ones fly at the screen and realizing you actually have a small delay, the 3 minute that you had from the beginning, it just ended about 10-15 seconds ago as literally almost every person live is putting ones in. So awesome work. You are definitely with me. You are the people that I'm doing this for. As you're here right now, you're engaged and you're still playing full out here. Thank you for taking your life seriously. I mean that with all of my heart. Thank you for pouring into yourself and caring enough about creating the future that you deserve. I'm so grateful you are here and doing this. So now we have the next section here. I want you to go back through your entire list and select your top 9 one-year goals. Now, why I say 9 is that you should really have 3 from each of those sections that we did. So we had those section 1, section 2, section 3. The first section was supposed to be personal development. The second one was like things, the cars, the boats, all that stuff. The third section was financial, which is like amounts of money, everything else. Now, from each section, I want you to choose 3, your top 3 one-year goals. So for example, if you know you can make one of those, like, let's say you had a monthly, like you want to make $1,000 new dollars per month in a new business. If you know you can do that within a year, and that's one of your top goals, make that. But it's really your top 3 one-year goals for that section. Now, if that's far under what you know you can do, and you have another one for like 15,000, and it also has a 1 next to it, then choose the 15,000 over the 1,000 because you're automatically going to get the 1,000 already. Okay. Now, there is a little bit of a, this is a little bit of a, I want you, I'm going to teach you some stuff around 90-day chunks and 90-day goals as well. So keep in mind as you're writing all these down, just identify the 3 most important ones in 1 year that if you can only have these ones that have a 1 next to it, these are the 3 I choose for personal development. These are the 3 I choose for things. These are the 3 I choose for financial. By the way, you have another 10 seconds and this section's done. I spent a little extra time there because I'm planting some seeds in your brain around 90-day chunks as well. So, awesome. And I totally appreciate you guys I'm so pumped up that you're here. Thank you for engaging and being here as a part of this thing. So this we're going to go a little bit further out here. So here's the deal. For each of those 9 that you have identified, on a separate sheet of paper or somewhere, you're going to need some room for that. You need to write down a paragraph. And hang on, bear with me 1 second here. Go. You need to write down a paragraph of why you will absolutely achieve this goal within the next 12 months. And you get 1 to 2 minutes per each one of these 9 that you have selected. You'll see, you'll hear my voice come in and out throughout this time. And I want you to just pour into and literally create why this is important to you. You don't need to show it to me. You don't need to show it to anybody else. And so there's a really great quote from Jim Rohn: purpose is stronger than object. And this really has to do with, you've all been told so many times, what is your why? Why are you doing this business? Why are you doing this? Well, you may not have ever created a why for every single main outcome you have for the next 12 months. And so as you're writing these things down, you're going to pull out some things. You're going to extract some beautiful things from your heart, from your mind, that maybe were never there in this way. And especially when you're breaking them down individually, not just a giant why of for my health, for my kids, for my spouse, or anything else. This is like an entire paragraph for each section, because some of these may be more for you. They may be more for somebody else. But what matters is how it feels in your heart. So the stronger you can feel your outcome, the how will get easier. This is the law of attraction at work here. And what's going to happen is we're still not worried about the how. All that matters is, are you dead set to achieve this? You should be working on your second or third one at this point. And I'm going to try to give you clues for like kind of where, I don't want you getting stuck on one for too far. And even if your passion is flowing, you just let it flow. You can always come back and increase these at a later state. I'm going to do my best to keep you in an optimal state right now so that you can get everything done you need to during our time here together live. And so we will eventually, very shortly here, pull in emotions, visualization, vision boards, and this is where I am super pumped up for what's about to happen here. You should be done with between 1.5 and 3 of them at this point. But if you have the tears flowing, you have the chills growing up your spine, your neck, throughout your head, you know you're on the right track. Those are your thermometer telling you whether this really means anything to you. And guess what? If your thermometer isn't pinged on one of these, that's okay. We're going to address that in a moment here. But I want you to play around in the realm of your feeling, your emotions. How strong can you see this? Can you vividly see the colors? Are they can you zoom in close up and it just becomes that much more strong to you? You should be moving on now. Somewhere between your first 2 or 4 should be done at this point. Look at that. My Love. This is a perfect song, huh? Love it. See? Things are meant to be. I didn't control when this song was going to be played. I've never even heard this song, I don't think. And this is all about your love for the life you're creating. I can see from some of the comments, we are absolutely on the right track. Emotions and imagination drive one to be extraordinary. And this is also negative. It can be used for negative or positive. So